Joe Biden's administration, well, Joe Biden, I suppose, issued an executive order recently called Executive Order on Further Advancing Racial Equity and Support for Undeserved Communities Throughout the Federal Government. What this is essentially is Joe Biden codifying DEI into the administrative state, into the federal government. And many people condemn this because it's wrong. They say, oh, it's tokenism. You shouldn't be hiring someone or not hiring someone based on an immutable characteristic like race. And that is, of course, true. That's, of course, accurate. However, that's not the only reason to reject this, nor is it the proper way to fight back against this. The proper way to fight back against this is not a national divorce. It's not to balkanize, to have red states and blue states, and if you're a red family in a blue state to leave, if you're a blue family in a red state to leave. No, that's not the proper thing to do. The proper thing to do here is to expose exactly what the Biden administration is doing, meaning what the consequences are, what the implications are, what the damage is from a DEI policy, and to show people how it's harming them. And then, and this is a follow-up to what we talked about yesterday, to stop being so nice about it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Karine Jean-Pierre, the press secretary for the Biden administration, bragged from the podium in the press briefing room about the Biden administration being the most diverse administration ever. Take a look.
And we are proud that through our work with members of Congress and stakeholders, we've made the most diverse administration that ever, not even in modern politics, but ever.
But what does that mean? A lot of conservatives and Republicans are afraid to sit here and say that's not a good thing because they're afraid of being accused of being racist. They're afraid of being accused of being a white supremacist, of being a white nationalist, and there's no such thing. Saying that it is not a bragging point to be the most diverse administration ever because there is no inherent morality in diversity, no inherent benefit begot of tokenism is something that we should be saying. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is not diversity of thought. It's not equality. It's not inclusion of different viewpoints. It's the opposite. In the eyes of the Biden administration, DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, is just the principles of critical race theory. Diversity is racism. It's discriminating against certain people based on the color of their skin. Equity is not equality. Equity is socialism. Equity chooses winners and losers. It's everyone having the same outcome, not the same opportunity. It's authoritarianism. And inclusion is religious persecution because they don't mean including everyone's viewpoint. They mean you being forced to celebrate, usually, the radical LGBTQ agenda.